You know which word I don't like, actually? Lady garden.
I think that's hilarious.
I think it's hilarious. I don't think it has a place in sex. Hi, I'm a mermaid who traded her dignity for legs, Lily.
And I'm the worst, Jenny. And welcome to Lesbianswers.
Do you have LGBT questions? We've got Lesbianswers.
So today we have a question that was emailed into us, which is our first question, and we're very excited because no one ever emails us anymore.
And if you have a question, you can email us at lesbianswers@gmail.com, and we'll give you that address again at the end of this episode.
You can also tweet us. Just out to the universe. The question is, hi, I get embarrassed and awkward during sex because I never know what language to use. I don't know which words will sound sexy or appropriate, and I'm scared of killing the mood. Please help. From an anonymous bisexual.
Okay.
Aren't we all?
So when you read the question, my first thought, when it said what language to use, I was like, French is the language of love, I guess.
That involves going out and learning a whole new language before you're going to have
You
sex.
only have to learn a little bit of it. Like, I know no Spanish, except I can say that I'm vegetarian, and I can tell a girl that I want to go to bed with her.
Vegetarian.
I hate you.
Yeah, that's fine. But the important thing today is when you're talking about language, to talk about your own body, it's your body, so pick the language that you're happy with.
But also it has to be a mutual thing. Like, you have to be mutually agreeing upon the right words, because if one person in the sexual encounter will only use, say, the word cunt, and the other finds that word absolutely abhorrent, like, there's going to be an issue with that communication there.
Yeah. And I mean, that's true for compatibility on most levels in a relationship. If they're totally different, you need to either come to some compromise or it's not going to end up lasting.
Right.
I like the word cunt.
I love cunt. I love cunt. Do you know what I love about cunt, other than everything? I love the way it feels in your mouth, like cunt. It's like it comes from the back of your mouth and it moves forward. It's like it rolls through your mouth so smoothly. Cunt. I just love it. I do.
And now here's a 2-minute segment of Lily just saying cunt. Over
We should do a
and
supercut.
over.
We should just do a supercut of Lily saying cunt.
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 Do different angles of your head.
Cunt. I love cunt, but I know there are a lot of people who, like, cunt is absolutely unacceptable to them. They cannot stand the word, and that's okay too. Like, that's fine. I just don't like any of the other options. I feel like vagina is so, like, clinical, and also it really bugs me when vagina is used when someone means vulva,
Yes.
whereas I like the kind of vagueness of words like cunt, where it can refer to, like, any part of the vulva, really. Like, yeah, I like that. I like the vulgarity, actually, of cunt.
That's what I appreciate about it a lot. I also like claiming it back. So we're in Scotland, where cunt is often used as an insult.
It's true.
Not referring to genitalia, but used as an insult. And I don't like that a part of my body is used that way. So I like using it as a good thing. Because my cunt is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I don't like the clinical terms, and I don't like a lot of the other ones that are also used.
I feel like with genitalia, often your options are to go clinical, or to go childish, or to go vulgar. And in that situation, I'm almost always going to go vulgar. I don't like pussy. I don't like the way it feels in my mouth. I don't like its etymology. The thing that made me hate pussy less is watching a lot of, like, RuPaul's Drag Race, which desensitized me to the word pussy. So I hate it less now than I did, but I still don't like it. I prefer cunt.
What about Ginny?
It's not one I've really heard. I've only heard it a handful of times. It's not one that immediately comes to mind.
I like Ginny because it's a word that people have chosen for themselves to describe their genitals, rather than one that's been, like, assigned to them.
Yes.
And I like that it's got that good dual, like, it's not vulgar, it's not clinical either.
Yeah.
It's kind of cute,
Yeah,
but not.
I don't love the sort of cutesy juvenile sound of it, really.
But I don't find it I don't find it super juvenile. I just find it.
Yeah, it's not like Fanny.
It's slightly cute,
because Fanny is really
but it's
juvenile.
not childish.
Yeah, I think my least favorite is probably beef curtains. I find that particularly repugnant. You find that hilarious, don't you?
No, I don't mind Fanny as a word to teach kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel that's something that
I
they
would
can
rather
say.
a child said Fanny than cunt.
Oh yeah, that's the type of thing.
Let's not get that one mistaken. What about words for a penis? Like, obviously I don't meet many penises.
I find there's a lot more words I think are hilarious that I still wouldn't use, but they are fun to just band about.
Like knob. Knob is such a silly word.
Knob is such a silly word. Joystick. One-eyed snake.
Burrowing bishop. But there's dick and there's cock and there's knob and there's willy. Willy is a lovely silly word, but can you imagine being in bed with a person who had one and then being like, do you like how my willy feels?
I have to imagine that. It's not fun. Don't be that person.
Don't be that person.
I don't mind dick and cock, and I think.
Well, I know you don't mind dick and cock.
Yeah, and I think depending on the preference of the person that owns the dick or the cock,
Right.
I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
I think penis is in the same bubble as vagina of slightly too clinical for me to want to refer to it as that in bed.
What about staff or member?
Member, I associate with bad porn, like
Me
bad
too!
erotica.
Yes!
Staff.
I always expect the word member to have the word throbbing in front of it, which is...
Tumescent.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Yes. Engorged.
Stop. So, preferences for a word for penis. You like dick or cock?
I like dick and cock. Or
You
both
like
at the
dick
same
and
time.
cock, or both at the same time? I'm a lesbian. I don't care. What about nuts? Or balls, or scrotums, or crown jewels, or family jewels?
Again, family jewels, only ever in the context of them being kicked.
Yes!
By the person.
Yes!
I've never heard or thought to hear, like, could you please suck on my crown jewels?
Is that a thing that people who have them ask for?
I mean, sometimes.
Like, frequently?
Sometimes. When you're down there, like, they have nerves. You can touch them and feel them and lick them and suck them. You don't have to.
The more you know. But again, the clinical words are terrible. Testes. That sounds like a
Scrotal
disease.
sac.
Scrotal sac. Mm-mm.
I mean, balls to me is normal. But again, they're not the most aesthetically pleasing of the sex parts.
Really? I
In
have
my
no idea.
opinion. And I think in a lot of people's opinion. So, while you might, like, play with them, I don't think they're ever a major part for people to then refer to a lot. Or
It's
at least
hard. It's hard to imagine someone being like, "Oh, he had really beautiful testicles."
Just so engorged.
He's so... Of course, we're in the UK, so bollocks. But to me, bollocks means more like you're talking nonsense than it means the body part. I know it does mean the body part, but it means like chatting shit.
Yeah. Or that album by the Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not.
You couldn't use it seriously in bed. Like,
No.
oh, can I play with your bollocks?
Do you say perineum rather than perineum?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you say perineum?
No, I say perineum, but I've heard people say it, and I always thought it was an either or.
No, I say perineum.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm right, but that's what I say.
I've also called it a gooch before.
I heard that for the first time really recently. And the other word for it I heard really recently for the first time was grundle. Going backwards further, The anus.
Yeah. So I'm Scottish, so I tend to say arse.
Oh, yeah. My go-to word is butt. Both for talking about, like, the whole, the anus, and for talking about, like, the whole thing. And that's one where I kind of like that it's a little bit less serious. I'm like, yes, let's talk about the butt. I wouldn't say bottom, because that feels too babyish to me. And I don't know, I don't love the word anus. I love the album Anus, but I don't love the word anus.
Again, that just has connotations of clinicalness
Right,
to me.
yeah.
Like,
I can't imagine using the word bum in a sexual context. That's hard to me to imagine.
I don't think I would use it in a sexual context. I would use it in the bedroom, but in things like, can you let me have some more covers? My bum's cold.
Yes, I can imagine that.
Like, I use the word a lot, just not during sex.
I think in general, though, I just prefer the word butt to the word bum. I like the plosiveness of the T at the end.
It is a good word.
Okay, last but not least, definitely not least, let's talk about boobs or breasts.
I don't like tits.
I don't like... I mean, I love...
I
don't love the word tits.
No. It just has too many references to people being derogatory about them.
Yeah.
And lots of bad porn.
Yeah. Do you know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of terrible newspapers with topless girls. Like, that's the context I expect the word tits to be in.
Yeah. I like boobs.
I like boobs. I
don't mind breasts.
really like boobs. Breasts is fine. I'm fine with breasts. What I don't like is the ones that feel degrading or demeaning to me, like hooters, knockers, jugs.
Fun bags.
Yeah. So overall, what's our advice to the anonymous bisexual?
Pick words that you're okay with using.
Talk about it with your partner. Is it okay if I touch you here? What words do you like to use for this? And this is not just for if you're sleeping with someone who's trans or who's on the genderqueer spectrum, because people have different preferences about where they like to be touched, where they're okay with being touched, and what words they like to use. If someone was like, can I touch your pussy? I would be like, I don't like that word. So check in. It's not
Please touch
hard.
it.
It depends who it is.
Sure.
It's not like an open bar down there. Anonymous bisexual, you said you're scared of killing the mood. The thing that for me would kill the mood the most would be someone assuming that they can use a word that I find derogatory and a lack of communication. So just talk to them.
Ditto, pay attention to what word your partner's using.
Yes.
And mirror that on them. Fair enough if they use a word that you're not comfortable with, obviously, like, correct them gently or say, hey, how about, like, saying cunt. But yeah, if they ask that, hey, would you mind, like, sucking my dick, then you know that they're probably okay with you referring to it as their dick.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. But communication, I mean, it's always going to be communication, and it's hard. And in terms of finding the words that you're personally okay with, say them out loud. Like, practice saying them out loud, because it feels really silly, but you don't want the first time that the word cunt ever comes out of your mouth to be when you're naked. And you can do without the additional pressure of saying a word and then realizing after you've said it that you hate it. So give it a go alone or with friends. And then when you get into the bedroom situation, talk to your partner.
Yeah. And switch it up. If it starts not working for you, just switch it up.
Yeah.
Always allowed.
Oh, the other thing that is troubling is, and I'm guilty of this myself, is using the terms like lady parts, man parts. It's really cisnormative and reductive. Like, yes, I'm a cisgender woman. Yes, I have a vagina, but the fact that I have a vagina does not mean that I'm a woman. Those are kind of separate things. So that's one that I just think generally the world would be a healthier and nicer place if people thought more about using different language. Because goodness knows there are enough options out there.
And it takes some practice to get used to it, but it's worth doing. Cool. So thanks for listening and watching. If you do have any questions, you can email us at lesbianswers@gmail.com, or you can tweet us at lesbianswers, and we look forward to getting your messages.
And make sure you make good choices and have a fabulous week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye! Could you imagine me like, hey, can you pierce my nifkin?